Okay, hey you guys. After overcoming some tech fun, Joan and I are here with you today for Simply 2020 Day 4. And Joan has graciously volunteered to be the guinea pig of the day to simplify her health. And so we're just going to dive right in and see how we can help Joan simplify her health today. What's going on for you, Joan?
No, I know. When I actually thought about it, though, I thought, I think I'm just part of it, just being burnt out, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So basically, I had my kids a little later in life.
Mm-hmm.
I think ever like for 12 years, because my oldest is 12. I hit the wall at some point, I'm sure, but I just never really came out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I'm sort of trying to do all the right things, but I'm still, when I'm not really tired, I'm exhausted, right? So I'm trying to build up my energy again. I have a lot of food intolerances, so my diet's fairly clean.
Mm-hmm.
The things I can eat, I might probably overindulge in. So I'm not, uh, I'm not exercising, even like doing like a lot of gentle stretching and yoga. I just let all of my self-care go basically in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's like this Ouroboros, like, why does my side hurt? Why? It's because I'm not nurturing, my health as well as I could be, I think. Yeah.
Okay. So what is the goal? What's ideal for you?
So I have been suffering with food intolerances. Probably, you look back probably like I had little signs along the way,
Mm-hmm.
but after I had my first daughter, things kind of got a bit crazy. I had a couple of illnesses that sort of spiraled, things like strep.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then suddenly everything I ate, I was reacting to.
Okay.
So building back my gut health, I think, has been a very difficult journey because I have not really gotten any clear answers from the medical professions, but I really think what I really need to do is just nurture that healing, like we'll be able to, not necessarily look for answers for exactly what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
but find out how to heal it. So
Okay.
maybe a different way would be more healing. Uh, and then I could stop relying on other people for answers, and let my body take care of what it needs to take care of as well. So yeah, I mean, for me, diet, movement, better sleep, I think that will help me feel less exhausted all the time.
Okay. So I heard you say share a little bit about your journey. It sounds like you've been through quite a bit. So I'm recognizing and appreciating your journey up to this point and what you've been through to kind of it sounds like it signaled an awareness in you, and like it's something you're still on. But I heard you talk quite a bit about what's been wrong or your intolerances, and then I heard you kind of answer things you feel you might need to do, but I didn't hear what you'd like. What's ideal for you? How would you like to feel in your body? I heard you say something about healing, but what's the goal? To heal from these things, to have energy every day, to what's something you can grab onto there?
Well, I don't remember ever having a cold until I was like well into high school. I have always been that healthy. I was always the person who, everybody else would get sick and I wouldn't get sick. And, that now being a person who catches a cold, if I walk by somebody with a cold, that's I feel like I went from these two extremes. I do know what it feels like to be strong and full of vitality and like have an obnoxious amount of energy.
Mm-hmm.
So, that is, it's frustrating to not be there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to let that go because
Let what go? The frustration? Okay.
frustration is helping.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, I do know what it's like to have excellent health, right? And I maybe I don't have to have excellent health. Maybe that's a lot to ask for when you have a busy life and a family, but to have, I believe it can happen. I believe I can have.
Let's ask for it anyway. Let's
Yeah.
say, okay. So
Yeah, it's not obnoxious to ask for, right?
right. Is that what she would like? Is that one of your desires to have, to have an obnoxious amount of energy, as you said, or to
Yeah,
feel
that I
vital in your body?
obnoxiously vital children for sure.
Awesome. I wonder where I got that from.
Apples not fall far from the tree.
Right. How many kids do you have?
I have two daughters that are 12 and 7.
Okay. So yeah, they're still really energetic. They're still young. They're
And it's a house of very empathic, intuitive people.
mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of there's a lot of emotions in our house, and I think my children tend to they internalize it as well. So again, when you do that, tummy troubles, it does link, right?
Mm-hmm.
Making sure that everybody in my home is not only responsible for their feelings and their energy, but knows how to clear their energy or to get rid of those feelings so it doesn't become a stomach ache. Or if, oh, my tummy's feeling off, how am I feeling emotionally?
Sure. Or to feel the feeling so that they can release it. Right.
Yes. Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. But how, you know, how's the body a vessel? We don't keep things in. We let it come out too, right?
mm-hmm. Sure.
Healthily.
Right. But let's to you. So
It's hard to, right? That's part of it's hard for me to,
okay.
I think it was Jana who was saying yesterday, right? Doing for myself. Right. That's
Okay. So I think we found the
new
thread.
for
uh, yeah.
yeah.
What if it wasn't hard to? What does it look like to do stuff for yourself? What is one thing every day that you could do for yourself that would impact your health?
Um, Even like 20 minutes of like yin yoga, right? Some gentle stretching,
Okay.
really. To, you know, I think it's basically like a lifetime of things that kind of went into my stomach
Mm-hmm.
or that area in my solar plexus to kind of even just give that some more space, just to create more space in my body for things to flow, I think would be ideal.
So what is so you've never had like a clear diagnosis from doctors. You've just basically had
IBS.
IBS. Okay. And what is your digestion like?
I often I have explained it for several years. I would say it felt like my spleen was on fire.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Chinese medicine. I mean, I have a background on holistic health, so I do kind of know some things. But it's definitely on my left side. Under my rib cage, radiating downward, and it's a constant soreness. It's a pain, and I know I've had some psoas issues.
Mm.
So, if I could gently stretch that out even and show that some love, I think that would really help. But yeah, for the digestion, some days are good and some days are bad.
Okay.
A lot of bloating.
Okay.
But, that's the IBS part of it, I guess.
Um and how often are you eliminating? Are you going to the bathroom?
A lot.
A lot. Okay. So
I'm pretty healthy.
yeah. Um so I'm just tuning in right now. Your spleen spleen, like you said, in traditional Chinese medicine is attached to worry a bit. And you do have some inflammation of the organs. So it's not like general inflammation of when we think of inflammation, it's kind of like some of your organs, not all of them, just aren't happy.
Yeah.
right? They're just not functioning as well as they could. And I'm seeing yellow around your spleen, which is interesting. I've not seen that before. So I think that has to do with the worry. Oh, okay. So your worry is blocking your joy, like your true joy essence, even your personal agency and your personal power, which would make sense with having to do with um, the mom role, like being in a mom role where you take care of everyone else first instead of fill your own cup first. And yeah, I would have, like I would love to spend more time with you and go deeper in that. But the spleen, I think I feel by eating some yellow and some, do you do well with like lemon water or um,
I put lemons in everything,
put lemons and everything? Okay, good.
even lemon rind if I'm cooking a dish, right?
Okay. So it's yeah, it's like how to say it, it's kind of,
Brings the joy.
yeah, but the whole thing is wrapped up, and I feel like you have so much knowledge and wisdom. I know you do intuitive work as well, so there's kind of a jumping over, or like a wanting to fix the problem up here without feeling it down here sort of thing. So the more you can be in your body right now, the better, because and Matt Kahn talks a lot about this, the more we're in the information age, and especially even as intuitives, we know a lot, like we know things we quote should do, or we know but we're here in the body to experience, like the body is what's on the spiritual journey right now. And I know you have soreness and you have pain sometimes, and I'm not brushing over that. So you feel those different things in your body, but it's another thing to kind of bring in like to let yourself feel something instead of making it wrong, right? Like to,
Well, actually, like a lifetime,
right,
like at a very young age, I was taught to just keep it in.
right, to stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so your organs are definitely suffering from this, yeah, like the stuffing. It's like,
Mhm.
like I just got an image of stuffing a turkey, like we do at Thanksgiving. Like there's just too much in there. And some of those feelings need to flow through and out. And I
It's like a paralysis, right? Where it's like, I know logically, and that whole being so vibrant, but also not always being connected to my emotions and connected to my body that way. It's
Mhm.
hard. It is like very difficult to really figure out, okay, what can I do for you? Like,
Right.
how can I serve you? Like, I have such a strong body, and I'm so in awe of what my body can do, but I feel like, it's like I'm begging for forgiveness almost, right? And figuring out how do we get that to relax, right?
Right. So
Struggle.
yeah, well, you seem attached to the idea of struggle. I,
it,
I've,
it's
it's
just
been
like,
your reality for a while. And I've heard you say 2 or 3 times in this conversation, it's hard, right? It's hard, right? Looking for affirmation from me that it's hard. I don't know if it's hard, like your experience is different than mine. And I'm not saying I'm not like, I understand that in this time, I've been through my share of health issues, and I had herniated discs, and that was the most pain I've ever been in my life. And kidney stones, like I get it. It's hard in this moment. But I'm wondering where else we can welcome in ease, like what can be easy, even if it's just you asking yourself that question, what can be easy today? What's one easy thing I can do today
yeah,
that feels good, that feels really good to you? It doesn't feel like something you should do out of obligation, or because it's the spiritual thing to do, or like,
sure.
what's one easy thing? And the yin yoga or the qigong, even like the twisting, does feel really good for you, like an internal organ massage. So
Yeah.
I do a lot of like the the twist where you let the opposite leg come up,
Right.
in qigong, or just even like marching in place, touching your hands to the opposite knee, and then like self massage. Uh, so yeah, it feels like gentle things like that. Like what can be easy today? What can be gentle today? Not a bunch of things that I should do. Like it feels like there's a lot that you feel like you could be doing or should be doing, but like what's one, gentle and easy thing? The yin feels good. The qigong feels good. The lemon water feels good. The self massage feels good.
Excellent.
How do you do with quinoa?
I have well, so I have a I have a grass allergy, and quinoa is technically a grass, so I do kind of I have had it in the past, but in small amounts.
Okay, I'm
Are you
just
feeling
curious.
it?
Oh, it just felt like it could be really strengthening for you in some way. Um, Even like maybe even small amounts, like maybe you mix it with something that you do well with.
Okay.
It just feels like kind of a grounding and strengthening good way to get some protein, and it feels really easy for your organs to process and then gain strength from. That's how I'm seeing it. Like it's like that Aztec warrior sort of strength.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Good. I
yeah.
appreciate that.
You're welcome. Does that feel good for now? I know that's a mini.
No, you know what? It feels fantastic because again, it's having so much to give to others. I have completely. My daughter asked me the other night, like, "What makes you happy?" My 7-year-old, like at bedtime.
What wisdom from the children.
I know, but it was all stuff about everybody else. I mean, there are things that I love that make me happy. I'm nerdy. I read books, but
Sure.
but what was beyond the cocoon, I had to kind of so I know that's something I need to work on because I've just over the years became something for everybody else and not as much for myself. So it's reclaiming that too, and I think that'll make my body happier as well, right? So
Sure.
you helped
So
me out there. Thank you for turning it around and letting me see too. That's
yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for
part.
being willing to see. Yeah. So the one thing you're doing, it might not be one thing every day, but the one thing you're doing every day is asking yourself,
Mhm.
what does Joan need today? Or like,
Yeah,
what's one simple thing I can do today, and not overcomplicating it with all the different things we should do, right? So
amazing.
awesome. Yeah, I would
Yeah,
love to go deeper with you at some point. If you ever want to do a one-to-one in a private session, there's some stuff we could unravel there. But I'm glad we got to connect today. I really appreciate you coming on.
thank you. I'm glad. Thank for you persevered and we made it happen.
It happened. Thank you to the technology gods for shining upon us.
Yes, and for not letting us give up either. So I really appreciate that. Have fun in beautiful sunny Florida.
I will. I will. I'm sending the
We
Great Lakes my love as well.
beautiful. Thanks, Amanda, so much.
You're welcome. Thank you,
Yeah.
Joan.